Fox News. I'm Deborah Valentine. A man opened fire, injuring 3 police officers who were patrolling outside of Israel's embassy in Jordan. He was shot and killed. Fox's Chanley Painter.
Right now, it's not clear why the man opened fire. The area around the embassy is a flashpoint for frequent demonstrations against Israel. Many of Jordan's 12 million citizens are of Palestinian origin.
Jordan's communications minister called the incident a terror attack. An Israeli strike on a Lebanese army center has killed 1 soldier and wounded 18 others. The Hezbollah militant group, meanwhile, fired around 160 rockets and other projectiles into northern and central Israel today, wounding at least 5 people. Former TV host Chuck Woolery has died at the age of 83. He hosted Love Connection, Wheel of Fortune, and Scrabble, among other shows. No cause of death was given. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com. Don't miss out on Black Friday sales, live now through November 30th.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks ending the week on a high note. The Dow finishing up 426 points, S&P 500 up 21, NASDAQ up 31. Supermicro continued its rebound Friday, the AI server maker recording a weekly gain of over 78%. The rally began after Supermicro announced it was hiring a new auditor to avoid being delisted from NASDAQ. Samsung must pay computer memory company Netlist $118 million in damages. A Texas federal jury making the announcement Friday. Microsoft is set to roll out its AI-powered recall feature for Windows 11 PCs to developers. The long-delayed recall is designed to capture screenshots of your computer activity while you are using it. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Trust the professionals at Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Buying or selling, they'll make your dreams come true. Here's farm auction and acreage expert Dan Stokes.
You know, Meyer & Company's been in the business for over 40 years. We specialize in things called 1031 exchanges, so we're very versed in how to exchange farm ground for other farm ground. So it's something that we do on a daily basis, and we really enjoy doing it.
We are the #1 stop in the region for buying and selling residential, commercial, and farm real estate. We've been serving the area for more than 40 years, and we do it with pride.
It's still a pretty strong seller's market. Dollars per acre is still high. If you're able to connect with a good agent and you can find something off market, we do that all the time, and you know, we're able to still get some deals out there here and there.
Dan Stokes.
You can either call my cell phone at 314-971-0654, or you can call the brokerage at 636-462-5555.
Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, North Lincoln Drive in Troy, 636-462-5555. Online at meyerlistings.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
In college football on Saturday night, Oklahoma knocked off 7th-ranked Alabama 24-3. Auburn defeated 15th-ranked Texas A&M after 4 rounds of overtime, 43-41. Among other things, the losses by Alabama and Texas A&M mean that Georgia has clinched a spot in the SEC championship game. Also Saturday night, number 6 Notre Dame defeated 18th-ranked Army at Yankee Stadium 49-14. 12th-ranked Boise State won at Wyoming 17-13. Boise State running back Ashton Genty ran for 168. Big news this morning in the National Hockey League. The St. Louis Blues fired head coach Drew Bannister and hired Jim Montgomery to replace him just 5 days after Montgomery was fired by the Boston Bruins, who 2 years ago he helped lead to an NHL record 65-win season.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Broken clouds in Troy. Getting down to 42 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the lower 60s, light rain likely. Temperatures in the upper 40s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 58. In Wentzville it's 57 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground, Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Well, good Sunday morning. It is time for Uncensored Wrestling Talk here on News Radio 105.3 FM, 1250 AM, KYRO, frog in the throat. It happens sometimes. And yes, we are live in the Gateway Fiber Studio, and what a glorious Sunday morning it is here in the eastern Lincoln County, St. Louis area. I hope it's just as nice wherever you are listening at. And I know we've got people from all over the country, from all over the world actually listening today. So, and we thank each and every one of you for joining us. Programming note real quick. This hour is going to go by fast. I mean, it's going to go by fast. At 11 o'clock, it is pregame for the Kansas City Chiefs noon kickoff this afternoon against the Carolina Panthers, and I'm predicting an easy win today.
It should be an easy win.
It better be an easy win today. All right, a lot to get through this morning, and HD, our resident referee HD Daniels, joining us this morning. Thank you. Superfan Tim Williams, you heard his voice just a few moments ago. Two pieces of news for HD here that he doesn't know about yet.
Uh-oh.
I know. Let me ask you this first. Did you watch or listen to any of the Newswatch shows this week?
Not
from
the
5 to 6.
No, I'm usually working.
So
the real job.
The Burgundy, who you know, he now has a new nickname for superfan Tim Williams over here. Every single Friday, whenever Tim comes in to help us do the show on Friday afternoons, he gives the Burgundy all kinds of stuff about the Chicago Bears losing all the time now. 4 in a row they've lost. He is now
It's going to be 5 in a row, too.
They're playing the Minnesota Vikings this afternoon. Sorry, Burgundy. He's now calling superfan over here the nematode, or the nematode.
Nematode.
The nematode.
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 You could look that up on Google real quick. Look that up, nematode.
Okay.
And then, of course, in rebuttal, the nematode superfan Tim Williams over here is now calling him Charlie Brown.
Fair enough. I don't like the bald discrimination, but
no, it wasn't anything about being bald. It was mere the fact that he knows he's going to kick that football, and he knows it's going to go through the upright, and each time he falls flat on his back.
And it's good. And that's, of course, in reference to the Green Bay Packers last week blocking the field goal kick of the Chicago Bears at the very end of the game. Wow. The battles have begun here on News Radio 105.3 FM.
Stay tuned.
1280 AM.
I'll referee the matches.
We might need to bring you in as a referee.
I will be the ring announcer. You will be the referee. And there we go. Ding, ding. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let us talk a little bit to start this off, and here's the other piece of news that that I know you know about, that we're going to let everybody else know about. let's go ahead and deflate the elephant in the room right here, right now. Superfan Tim Williams over here made a correct prediction last weekend when he said that the 5th member for the OG bloodline would be CM Punk.
What?
Moving on.
Yeah, let's just
moving on.
next.
Hey now. It just makes sense. I mean, of course they had to call Paul Heyman the wise man, but he has nobody else that he could really count on.
Brock Lesnar would have
Brock's
been a
not
better
cleared
choice.
yet.
Well,
he's on the internal roster. He's cleared. He's ready to go, as far as I'm concerned.
Might be ready to go, but it's not at the right time.
I don't know. I just don't know CM Punk with the OG bloodline.
Yeah, you know, like, it makes sense, but does it even make sense that we're in this predicament where we have to add these 5th members to begin with?
Right. But the thing about the other thing was, did you notice CM Punk and Roman Reigns did not shake hands?
No.
And he pointed over to Paul Heyman like, I'm only doing this for Paul.
Roman, I believe, mouthed, I don't respect you or I don't want you here or something of that nature. Like, you're not welcome.
Right.
Well, if you remember a few months ago, probably about 3 or 4 months ago, actually, CM Punk at one time had gotten on the mic and acknowledged Roman Reigns as the tribal chief.
Yeah, there was some
That
kind
was
of...
just before WrestleMania, if I remember correctly.
There was also the incident, maybe the same one, where Paul was, like, pleading with CM Punk, like, take me with you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that was after
Roman lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely.
But also, referencing back to that, CM Punk also said, I acknowledge you, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to come after you.
Right.
Because at that point, nobody knew, well, which title was he really going to be shooting for? Seth's title at the time or Roman's title?
Yeah. But also, now, what does this do for Seth Rollins? Because I've got to imagine he's not a very happy camper to see CM Punk teaming with the Bloodline.
Well, he doesn't like either one, so...
But I think he doesn't like CM Punk even more.
Correct.
So, I just hope that he doesn't get involved now.
Most likely will.
He most likely will.
Mm-hmm. In some way or form. He'd probably get involved, but he also said, I don't want any part of Roman Reigns. You know, he's burned me once. Shame on me. Burn me twice. Well, how's that go? You know.
Yeah. Very true. Also, something else that happened on Friday Night SmackDown. We just saw the aftermath of it all. We didn't see the actual attack. However, we saw Jade Cargill unconscious on the hood and broken windshield of a car. And WWE has now announced that Jade Cargill suffered 5 separate injuries after that attack, and she is going to be out indefinitely. She was, as I said, found unconscious on the hood of a broken windshield of a car. She has a deep lumbar paraspinal muscle contusions.
I love when they do this.
Bruised kidney, a sprained MCL in her right knee, tibial plateau bone bruise on the right knee, and don't forget the facial lacerations as well. Now, for War Games, because she's supposed to have been involved in this ladies' War Games match coming up, that won't be so hard, I don't think, to replace her, because you've got both of Io Sky's partners that you can pull from, Dakota Kai or Sairi Kane. So, again, I don't see that being too much of an issue, but the issue that I do see is those ladies' tag team championships now.
For sure.
HD, what do you think? What do you think they're going to do?
Well, they'll probably, relinquish them and have a tournament or something.
That's kind of what I was
That's what I was saying earlier. Mm-hmm. But 5th member, what about Bayley?
Yeah, what's Bayley even doing these days? She needs to do something.
She's in that tournament for the new United States Championship.
I know, but what's she doing? Like,
she's been teaming up with Naomi quite a bit lately.
I ask again. Get me invested in Bailey is what I'm trying to say.
Bring back the inflatables.
Bring back something.
So with her in this U.S. championship, new ladies championship tournament, you're not invested at all in her?
Not in Bailey per se. I don't know. I feel like Bailey's lost in SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, after her last title reign, I mean, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because, we were talking earlier, she gets in the ring, she doesn't really move and doesn't give me anything. She's like just walking through steps and not really creating emotion from the crowd. Kind of expected them to cheer,
And you know what? I'm going to be honest about it. With Bailey, whenever Bailey does come out, whether she is with someone like Naomi or if she's doing a singles match, unless it's a foreign crowd, the U.S. crowd is not so much loud, chanting,
agree,
and all that kind of stuff. Now, outside of the U.S., look out.
Yeah, they're singing her song.
Hey, Bailey, won't you be my girl?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's just
crazy.
She needs something. She needs something to get us invested in her again.
She does.
Move
She
to
absolutely
AEW?
does. I think you're right. No, I think she just signed a new contract with WWE not too long ago. So I don't think she's going anywhere for quite a long time, actually. In fact, if I remember correctly, I believe it was like a 5-year contract. So, there is that. There is that. A woman that I'm on the edge of my seat still, waiting to come back, and it may not happen until the Royal Rumble, which is in January. But
you want to guess?
No. I just had a great thought for their 5th.
Okay, time out for a minute.
Sarge's turn.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair, the Queen herself. Boy, it's been forever since she's been gone. But from what I understand, there's things showing up on social media, and like different things exploding, and diamonds with the vision of the Queen herself on them, and she's about to come back, boys.
Good, can't wait.
Right around the corner, and I think that it doesn't happen until the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
but hey, let's do this. Let's get it kicked off already. Hurry up. What was you going to say about the 5th member?
What about Jordan Grace?
I was going to... She would be my personal choice, but with what she's doing at NXT, I don't know if they would.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. She's too busy down in NXT right now. But you know what? I'm a little disappointed, to be quite honest about it. I don't think... I mean, does she fit down there in NXT? Yes, she does. She's knocking it out of the park with everything that she's doing in NXT. Don't get me wrong. But with Jordan Grace and the history that she has, and coming in as a former TNA Women's Champion, she should have been moved right up to the main roster.
Straight up there.
Yep. Straight there.
Mm-hmm.
Bypass NXT. Yep. Do not stop it. Go.
Agree.
Keep on moving.
Agree. I know what they were doing, trying to use her to fester that relationship with TNA and NXT, but she's too good.
She is, and that's the next question, and I haven't heard. Is this part of the whole TNA WWE swap of talent, where she's only here for a couple of months or so, or is her contract up in TNA and she's signed with WWE now?
Yeah, I'm not privy to that info.
And that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I think it is because that's why they took the belt off and put it on Masha Slamovich.
I've thought of that too, but yeah, we don't know what's going on over there.
Not really sure. We'll have to keep a close eye on that one. Now, we're about to go to our first break here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk. But before we go to that break, I do want to let everybody know that when we come back, we're going to dive into AEW's Full Gear pay-per-view last night. But last weekend, we made our predictions, right?
Who won?
Well, now, out of the 12 matches, because it was like 3 more that were added after our show last week, and we did not make a prediction on that crazy AJ Boom stuff, okay? But of the 8 matches that we did make predictions on, I ended up with a 5-3 record.
Oh, all right.
HD, you ended up with a 4-4 record, 500, pretty impressive. And we're about to go to break here in about 10 seconds. Superfan Nematode, he ended up 3-5. He's the loser for the week. We'll be right back.
For residential, renovation, remodeling, fireplace services, and installation, call First Due Contracting, LLC.
Hi, this is Matt King. For all your jobs, big and small, call First Due Contracting, LLC at 636-359-6924.
Are you ready to get in the game with the Kansas City Chiefs Radio Network? You can win a VIP game day experience, including tickets, parking, and a visit to the Chiefs radio booth to watch Mitch Holthus in action. All thanks to Shelter Insurance. Participating Shelter agents can register you in the drawing. So visit shelterinsurance.com/getinthegame to find out how you can sign up.
Contact Shelter Agent Jeff Dunn in Wentzville or Chris Hansel in Overland for your chance to get in the game.
24-hour towing and recovery in Lincoln, Warren, Pike, or St. Charles County. Call B&B Towing, 636-262-3865. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. B&B will be on the way, 636-262-3865.
Welcome back. Uncensored Wrestling Talk is live in the Gateway Fiber studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Was remiss we didn't start it like this time, so we're going to do this right now. We're also live on the KYRO Facebook page, Traveling East Productions, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and X. Go like and subscribe. Of course, also on the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook page. And HD Daniels, also on X, formerly known as Twitter.
At UW Talk KYRO.
At UW Talk KYRO. Join us in the conversation. Join us in our opinions. Let us know what your opinion is. Keep it clean, and we will definitely talk about whatever you're saying in the chat room.
But we're uncensored.
We are uncensored. That's why we'll talk about anything. Anything and everything that's clean, right?
All right.
So I think there were shenanigans going on with that count.
Shenanigans.
Uh-huh.
Shenanigans, huh? You're throwing the red flag, the challenge flag, are you?
No, I
didn't think so.
I don't think so. I know who I picked.
All right, let's go ahead and start it off the way that we had last week with our predictions. And I want to get, actually, I know that you saw some of the highlights from last night. And I know, HD, you watched the entire event. Did you watch 0 Hour as well?
I missed 0 Hour.
Okay. You didn't miss a whole heck of
Yeah, that's kind of why.
But they had 3 matches.
I will say I was impressed with the Anna Jay and Deonna Purrazzo match that was on 0 Hour.
I've been really liking Anna Jay lately.
Yeah, same here. And I love Deonna Purrazzo's work.
Yes.
I think she needs to be showcased a lot more than what she is, to be quite honest about it, gentlemen. MJF taking on Roderick Strong. Your thoughts on that match, HD?
I thought it was solid enough. You knew Adam Cole was going to come in at the end. I didn't know if United... I mean, I just don't know what's going on with United Kingdom.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd, isn't it? And then Kyle O'Reilly coming in and then pushing down Adam Cole. And
it's like they just need something to do.
Yeah.
We got Kyle
isn't
O'Reilly.
he busy enough with the conglomeration?
Right. He should be, but he's also, he told Adam, get over it. Go move on. If you want to, he's basically saying, stop what you're doing and go for a championship if that's who you are.
But at the same time, here comes Mike Bennett and Matt Taven down to the ring. Kyle O'Reilly comes down to the ring. So why isn't he off doing things that he's telling Adam Cole to go do? Mind his own business and go after championships.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think he's stuck more in the conglomeration right now. So,
and that's why I was saying he really had no business going down there anyway, because he's busy with conglomeration business. HD.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's playing the angel on Adam Cole's shoulder, possibly. I guess,
or the devil, getting ready to stab him in the back.
Maybe the devil. I don't even know who Adam Cole is right now. So, is he a good guy?
No, I'm talking about Kyle O'Reilly.
Right. But he's trying to play to the conscience of Adam Cole.
Yeah.
So he's the center. He's the centerpiece.
How long do you think it takes before we see an Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly match?
Depends how they want to slow burn or fast burn this thing.
Which would you rather them do?
I don't know how. I'm not invested in it too much. So let's get the match over with.
I'm kind of the same way, honestly.
But I would think they'd need to at least burn it just a little bit and try to give better history between the two. I mean, everybody knows that they spend a lot of time together.
So that's the thing with AEW. They don't spend a lot of time with backstory because they assume their audience is educated to know what the backstory is. And I don't know if I care for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I agree with you. Give me a story. Give me a video package.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Do we see, before much longer, MJF versus Adam Cole?
I don't know why we didn't see it last night.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do we even want it at this point?
I'm thinking the same thing, HD. Do we even need it now? Do we even need it?
The idea of Adam Cole and MJF kind of bores me.
And that stinks because they were like the best thing going in AEW.
Just a year ago.
Yeah. A year ago, everybody was talking about them. But now they've just drug it out that it's like, okay.
It really put a damper on the plans when Adam Cole injured his ankle.
Right.
That always does put a damper on any creative plan that you
Absolutely.
have. But when he came back, it was just a mess, the way that they tried to shoehorn this story in. And, I mean, say what you want about MJF. He's a great heel, all that stuff, but he's got to do something different. Like, I don't know.
To me, back when it was the Pillars, MJF versus the Pillars, that was some good television.
Sure.
Agree.
Absolutely. 100%. And
So-
now what are the Pillars doing?
Right.
Well, one of them just crashed a car last night.
Exactly.
One of them lost a title.
Exactly.
One lost a match.
One stuck in Ring of Honor.
True. Well, I wouldn't call it stuck in Ring of Honor. I wouldn't call it stuck at all because he's tag team champion.
Right.
With Dustin Rhodes.
He's tag team champion.
He's holding gold.
But how often do you see him? If you're talking a Pillar, you always see Jack Perry.
You don't see him on Dynamite. You don't see him on Collision, but you do see him on the Honor Club, which you can just get for $10.99 a month, right?
They paying you?
No, absolutely not. I wish. But I think that might change when we get AEW on Max.
Yeah.
You might see that more often because it'll be simulcasted both also on Max and Dynamite. So you might start seeing all your different Ring of Honor champions, I should say, more on the TV side of things for Dynamite, for Collision, once Max gets started up for a little while. But then again, after that, they'll fall to the wayside again. They've got to do something with Ring of Honor. Tony Khan has got to do something with Ring of Honor.
I mean, maybe he's making enough with that subscription to just
keep it there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know what the subscription numbers are to that.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a little bit of research on that in the coming weeks and find out what that is too, so we can get a little bit better grip on it. But with that match, MJF, he gets the submission win over Roderick Strong, and of course the three of us did pick MJF on that one. The next one, I thought it was a solid match. It wasn't anything really major, I think, to write home about, but it was a solid match. Jay White taking on Hangman Adam Page, HD.
Yeah, solid wrestling. I enjoyed it. Nothing too exciting, but it was still, Jay White and Adam Page.
And Jay White did get the win out of the blue, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I don't always care for those kind of victories, but that one was all right.
Yeah.
But, see, I thought they had mentioned that was going to be a submission match. Because somewhere along one of the promos, there was like, you're not going to submit me. You're not going to submit me.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if that was
anything.
ever declared.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that was ever declared. Yeah, but with that particular match, Jay White did get the pinfall over Adam Page, and HD and myself picked the victory on that one. The match that opened up Full Gear, the 4-way tag team championship match. Private Party coming in as the new champions, taking on the Outrunners, taking on Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black and Brody King, against the Acclaimed. Now, HD, you were on an island by yourself in this particular match, and you got it right. Kudos
HD's
to
island.
you.
Mm-hmm.
You picked Private Party to get the win, and they did pick up the win with a pinfall on the Acclaimed, actually. But what I want to talk about from this matchup, the Acclaimed seems to be having some serious issues between those two. How much longer before we see a breakup of the Acclaimed?
I don't want to see it.
I don't either.
They were something hot for a while, and they just kind of fell off.
I think what's going to end up being they'll turn heelish before they
both
break.
of them.
See,
I don't know. I think they actually.
I
Split.
like the fact that the one's giving a little bit of moxie out there and saying I'm the best in the world.
Okay, but he at the same time though, Max Caster is not on the same page as Anthony Bowens,
right?
Especially during the matches, themselves, which causes a huge issue, as we saw last night with them getting pinned by the champions.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a tag team, you have to be on the same page. If you're not, one of you's probably going to get pinned.
For sure. But I wish they would do something with Malachi Black and Brody King. They so deserve some tag team championships.
They were the trios champions.
They were for a short time. Again, before they went and had that whole debacle of combining and then splitting with 2 weeks later and all that kind of stuff. But they in my eyes, I think they truly do deserve some championship gold.
Yeah,
around their waist.
I think it'd be interesting if they, if those two got the tags and then Buddy Matthews would get like a Continental and see how long they could hold on with like the three of them helping each other keep the titles.
I mean, I'm interested. I really like Buddy. He's one of my favorites in AEW. But the that group, they're just, from my perspective, they're just used to help put on good matches and put other people over. You know you're going to get a solid match. You know what's happening.
Right.
But they're not going to win lately.
Yeah, and that's sad to
all
me.
three of them were just used to put over Adam Cole.
Yeah, pretty much. You're right. And then we're getting little vignettes of Julia Hart making a comeback here very, very soon. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that all the focus is going to only go on Julia Hart and nothing for the other guys.
Maybe that's what they need.
Maybe. But, I mean, the last time they did that, she became the TBS champion, the TBS women's champion. And, yes, all the focus was on her, but there was no focus, zero, on the three other guys. Every once in a while, Brody King would accompany her down to the ring.
But that's also when Brody had the broken hand, too.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I enjoy these types of discussions, but let's say that we want to give this group more TV time. You got to take somebody off of TV, too.
True. So who would you take off?
Me personally? Let's think here. I don't know. Maybe give the Acclaimed a break.
Yeah.
Maybe give them some like backstage stuff, but keep them out of the ring. Like give the other guys some more TV time. I don't know. I'm just not too into the Acclaimed right now.
Yeah.
They need to come back and be popular again.
I think get rid of Top Flight.
Okay, fair.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Again, Private Party picks up that win to retain the tag team championships. This next match is being called the longest, as far as time-wise, the longest women's match. Not just championship match, women's match altogether in AEW history. And it did seem like it went on for a very long time last night.
How long?
It was like 28 minutes, something along those lines.
Okay.
28 to 32, somewhere in that vicinity. Mercedes Moné, she made Camille stay in the back. Camille's got this hurt shoulder because of Chris Statlander. And, of course, she was taking on Chris Statlander. Now, Superfan, HD, you both picked Chris Statlander.
It was wishful hoping.
Pick up the win in this one. And they're...
It's because we thought things were better from Mercedes to move on.
and several times, I thought, my God, she's going to win it. There it is. We've got a new TBS champion, and Monet's moving on to the big title. But it didn't happen. It did not happen. Monet picks up the win.
And you were on your island.
I was on an island all by myself, and that's okay. That's okay, because I'll take that win every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But now that she's passed Chris Statlander, who do you see as a viable opponent? And you can't say Camille because it's too soon. She's still injured, blah, blah, blah. Who's a viable opponent now for Mercedes Moné?
Jade Cargill.
Get this guy.
Let's think here. I mean, there's a lot over there. There's Athena. There's Deonna Purrazzo. Taya Valkyrie. I don't know what direction they're going to go right now.
I think they're
Willow?
pushing Julia Hart towards it because she was a champion before.
Is Julia come back as a babyface?
I mean, let's look at the House of Black for a moment. You got Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, Brody King, who have been being cheered and who have been working really as babyfaces for the last month or two.
Yeah.
So keeping that bad guy versus good guy type thing going on, it would only make sense for a good girl to go up against Mercedes Moné, and why not let it be Julia Hart?
Yeah, sure. I'm down.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'd like to see her get at least one or two matches in, just see how well she's moving again. But
yeah, I would say she definitely needs to climb that ladder. When she does come back, have a good be on every show for at least a month. That's 8 shows total. Win everything that she's, getting into the ring with, and then get that match with Mercedes Moné after the beginning of the year.
Right.
But they've got to strike while the iron is hot right now. But also at the same time, they just started with those vignettes for Julia Hart. So how long do you guys think that we see more vignettes before she actually makes an appearance?
Who's to say? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Willow's a good opponent right now, just to have something to do.
But she's already faced Willow.
Right.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
So, and that's the sad thing about it is they have got a stacked women's division right now.
And I actually wouldn't mind seeing Anna Jay go against Mercedes Moné.
Maybe she will because of the very good rivalry with Mariah.
Right.
Yeah. Which, that's another situation. But Mercedes Moné picking up the win last night. We were up against our second and last break of the show we're going to go ahead and take that. And when we get back in from that break, we're going to talk about the AEW Women's Championship title picture and what's going on with Mariah May and Mina. Whew. Crazy champagne times. We'll be right back.
No longer are you forced to pay high, non-member retail prices or be tied down to one brand of car wash because you belong to their loyalty program. Get better mileage out of your hard-earned dollar with a Wash Me membership. With Wash Me, it's as easy as click, click, clean. You decide where and when you want your car washed. Open the app, select a partner wash location, press go, and Wash Me will take you there using your favorite mapping app. Whether you're at home or away for some business or hopefully pleasure, you'll have access to a nearby Wash Me partner wash. Your Wash Me membership is linked to your mobile phone and not your vehicle, which means you can wash your car, a rental car, grandma's car, or any car, as long as you have your phone with you. Check out the Wash Me app on your favorite app store or mywashme.com for more information.
Trust the professionals at Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Buying or selling, they'll make your dreams come true. Here's commercial property and development expert Rick Meyer.
Oh, it's been a great family business. My dad started the company, and we have been in business a long time. And really what keeps us in business, I think, is just working with our good customers and clients and the relationships that we're able to build. It's really important to us, our agents, to build that relationship, but provide the service to this your local community.
We are the #1 stop in the region for buying and selling residential, commercial, and farm real estate. We've been serving the area for more than 40 years, and we do it with pride.
You can reach us at and look at all our properties at MeyerListings.com. You can also call us at 636-462-5555.
Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, North Lincoln Drive in Troy, 636-462-5555. Online at MeyerListings.com.
The Olean livestock market is now the Olean Regional Stockyards and under new ownership. The Olean Regional Stockyards will be holding sales every Monday at 12 noon. For consignment and trucking needs, call Hayden Hurst at 573-690-2705 or Dusty Roberts at 417-298-9755. The Olean Regional Stockyards, same location, 56 Highway FF in Eldon. Our new ownership allows us to make improvements to our facility while maintaining familiarity to our customers. We can't wait to serve you. The Olean Regional Stockyards, the best destination for cattle buyers and sellers.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Broken clouds in Troy. Getting down to 42 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the lower 60s, light rain likely. Temperatures in the upper 40s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 58. In Wentzville it's 57 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground, Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
I don't normally like to pipe down the music, but we've only got about 16 minutes left here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk before we go to pregame for the Kansas City Chiefs football. And at noon, they will be taking on the Carolina Panthers, looking to bounce back from that loss to the Buffalo Bills last weekend. So keep it right here, and you'll be able to listen to the game this afternoon. Gentlemen, let's jump back into this. The title picture for the AEW scene, Mariah May versus Mina. What do you think?
Tim goes first.
Well, thanks a lot. No, you knew that it was coming this way.
You knew it was coming.
I mean, I'm just more upset the fact that Toni Storm says she's retiring. It was broken on the this week on at least Google. It said that she was.
Ask Google.
Yeah,
he's gonna ask Google. Or you mean Twitter or X?
No, it was news, one of the news feeds.
See, I don't really put a whole lot of stuff into that because she's been wrestling over there in Japan,
right,
and doing pretty doggone good over there, right, from what I understand. So I think it's just
right.
I think it's just part of the storyline.
Timmy over here might be right, but if it is storyline, then that's
right. It could be storyline.
And then she shows up out of the blue,
right,
at the end of that Mina and Mariah May match. But you knew what Mariah was doing the entire time. She wasn't swerving nobody.
No.
She wasn't swerving nobody. Swerve Strickland taking on Bobby Lashley last night. We all three had picked Bobby Lashley to win. We didn't see it being or making very much sense for Bobby Lashley to come in and lose his second match, because he did have one on Wednesday night, a 2-on-1 match, but it didn't make very much sense for him to lose coming right off joining AEW, and that is what happened. He got the actual submission out of Swerve Strickland, but only because he passed out from the pain of the full Nelson. Moving on, because again, we only have about 15 minutes here. We've got to shoot through these. The TNT Championship on the line last night. Jack Perry defending against Daniel Garcia. And, we all three had picked Jack Perry to defend that championship. But that's not what happened. That is not what happened. Daniel Garcia gets the pinfall to become the new TNT champion. And I tell you what, at the media scrum, brand new belt. Already. Brand new belt.
From?
Exactly.
What color was it this time?
It was the regular colors.
Back to the old one.
Back to the old one. Absolutely. A match that I believe was the match of the night, stole the show. Two of us picked one person. The other one was an all by himself. It was Will Ospreay taking on Kyle Fletcher. And the one that was on the island all by himself picks up that victory because Kyle Fletcher got the pinfall over Will Ospreay. Here's the question. Does it hurt Will Ospreay with getting that loss last night? And if so or if not, either way, why?
I don't think it hurts Will Ospreay at all. I don't think Will Ospreay can be hurt right now. I didn't think they were going to go this direction because he's Will Ospreay. He's their prince, golden boy. I feared he was going to pick up the win and Kyle Fletcher would just fall into nothing. And he still might. You never know what they're going to do. But he needed that win. I'm glad he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Will, it definitely didn't hurt Will because you got to look at putting some more gold back on him. Now, what gold he wants to go get, I don't know.
I don't know if Ospreay needs gold.
I was going to say Will Ospreay. Again, even with the loss last night, pound for pound, in my eyes, he is the best wrestler in the world right now. And with having that title of being the best wrestler in the world right now, and it's not just me, a lot of people believe that. He, like HD says, he doesn't need a championship right now. He just doesn't. But does it make sense for Will Ospreay to step up? I know they're going to do probably Darby Allin first, but does it make sense for Will Ospreay to step up against Jon Moxley and the Death Riders?
I don't think so. I think he's going to be more focused. I could see him winning the Continental Classic.
Him and Okada? I could see that too. I mean, when you think of AEW today, like you're talking to somebody on the street, hey, we're going to watch AEW. Who's the name you think of? I think Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
So him versus the Death Riders might make sense eventually.
Yeah. And speaking of that Continental Classic Championship, that tournament actually starts this Wednesday on Thanksgiving Eve's Dynamite, and that's going to be interesting to see if Kazuchika Okada can get through that tournament and become the champion.
I hope he becomes somewhat Okada of old with the Elite.
Gone?
Yes.
Yeah,
I really hope so.
I agree. I mean, is it funny? Is it funny and different for him to use the B word? Yes. I will say it's different. It's funny. But after the first few times,
it
got old really fast. and it just didn't make sense with Okada's character. The character of the Rainmaker, the character that he portrayed in New Japan, it didn't really hit for me. You guys?
No, I totally agree. I mean, it was funny the first 2 times, but after the 12th time, no.
Let's get Okada versus Ospreay. I don't care how they make it happen.
I wouldn't like to see. Well, I mean, this is going to be like the first tournament. It's going to be a round robin. So if Will Ospreay is in that tournament, and they haven't really announced who all is going to be in it. However, I will say that during the post-media scrum last night, Daniel Garcia threw his name as an entrant into that classic, and he did quite well during that Continental Classic last year.
Well, he was hot at the end.
He was.
But at the beginning, he got beaten by everybody.
True. And you could see a complete turnaround this year with Daniel Garcia, where he could get to the finals of this tournament. I mean, he just picked up the TNT Championship. Anything's possible right now with that young man, right?
Which continent is the Continental title supposed to be for?
All of them.
Well, that would be the Intercontinental title. This is just one continent.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's another title that they like to have out there.
Oh, I know. They already have the international title.
Yeah.
Now they have the continental. I've been wanting to know which continent.
Well, they've got to be different than the WWE because theirs is the Intercontinental Championship. So, I think right now, and this is just me, I think right now in AEW they've got too many singles championships. Really, honestly and truly. They have 2 women's championships, the TBS and the World. I think that they need a tag team championship for the women. Sure. That's just me. But as far as the belts and the championships for the men's side of things, there's just so many of them.
Agree.
You could fill a pay-per-view night of wrestling with, let's say, 8-9 matches with every single one of them being a title match of some sort.
Yep.
So I think when you've got that many, it convolutes things.
What do they mean? What do they actually mean?
Exactly what I'm saying. It's exactly what I'm saying. Now, your world championship is always going to be your world championship. But in the hierarchy of things, which championship is more important than the other? Right. And all that sort of thing. Because the TNT championship beforehand, I would have said the TNT champion is the number 2 belt. And then the other ones fall in line. But now, it's a hard question to answer. Which belt is number 2, 3, and 4 when it comes to the Continental Championship, the International Championship, and the TNT title?
Ring of Honor title.
Well, that's a separate company.
Right. Chris Jericho's on Dynamite every week with the TNT title.
This is true.
Or with the ROH title.
This is true.
They try to they try to make every title be the best title instead of putting a hierarchy on it. That's what AEW does.
Fair enough. Agree.
Yeah. But I don't know. If I'm a singles competitor and if I'm not in the... Well, actually, let's flip that around. If you guys were a singles competitor and you're not going to be in the world title picture, which championship of those 3 do you want to go after and why?
I think that's what Tim was trying to say. It doesn't matter. They're all important. Just you pick one and you go.
Okay. All right, then.
He doesn't like it.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it.
It's just because I think there's just too many belts.
Right.
That's the only reason.
We're not disagreeing with that. But they're all they're saying each one is worth something.
I guess. Something that did mean something last night, that international championship match between Takeshita and Ricochet, I thought was the number 2 match of the night, right behind, very closely behind the Ospreay-Fletcher match. Takeshita picking up that win, but boy, I thought Ricochet had it like a half a dozen times, right?
Yeah. What are they doing with Ricochet over there? Having him be a chaser the whole time? I don't know.
What happens next now, though?
Right.
For Ricochet.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you think the plans are? What do you think he needs to do?
I think I like the way they're setting up Don Callis right now and the family. I think there's a lot of storylines you could run in it, but Ricochet is going to be part of that somewhere.
Probably
whether
in the
it's
tournament.
Fletcher or something.
He'll probably be in the tournament coming up.
He should be.
Maybe he'll tag with Ospreay for a couple matches or something.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
Because you got Ricochet and Takeshita. And then Fletcher and Ospreay. Maybe they'll tag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting. Did we talk about the 4-way singles match that happened on the Zero? I don't think we did. Buddy Matthews taking on Dante Martin versus Commander versus Beast Mortos. Number one, I got to say the Beast Mortos. Wow, what a competitor
He's awesome.
that dude is.
I love that guy. Yeah.
Dante Martin, honestly, a year and a half ago, I thought his career was completely done and over with when he had that nasty leg injury. But he has been performing like it never even happened.
That's how he wrestles.
That's how he does things. Wow. Commander, I have not seen somebody walk the ropes like this young man does. Holy moly.
There's a time and a place for the walking of the ropes. It's a cool little thing that he does, but he relies on it too much.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it kind of takes you out of the match. Like, oh, he's going to jump off the ropes again. Can he do anything else?
But, I will say Commander and Hologram had an incredible match, and they are both walking the ropes.
I haven't seen this Hologram for the last couple of weeks. What's going on with that? Did he get hurt?
He was never there to begin with.
He was a hologram.
It was just a hologram. It's a figment of your imagination. But Buddy Matthews, he picked up the win in this 4-way. Are they using him correctly?
Say the name again.
Buddy Matthews of the House of Black.
No, I don't think so.
How would you be working with Buddy Matthews? What would you be having him doing?
Put him against Daniel Garcia right now.
Ooh.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That would be interesting. And I want to throw something out there, but we've only got about a minute and a half left. For these quote-unquote lower titles, for the lower singles titles.
I didn't think they were lower.
No, that's what you said. I never said that. You said that. I didn't say that. For the championships that are below the world championship, let's put it that way. Maybe not so much the Continental Classic. See, you got me all finagled up now, HT. Maybe not that particular one because you've got the tournament going on. But maybe that TNT Championship, best 2 out of 3 falls for every championship match from here on out.
That reminds me of like what TNA did with the Grand Championship. They just made that title completely different. Every match was different.
Yeah.
Why are you choosing the TNT title to be 2 out of 3?
Just because.
Just because?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
be
sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that, I guess, with the International Championship as well. But
yeah, give us something different.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we want to say thank you to everybody that has joined us this morning here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk. Superfan Nematode, Tim Williams, thank you so much for coming in this morning. Our resident referee, H.D. Daniels, thank you for coming in this morning. I am Sarge, and until next weekend. We'll have a full show next weekend, guys. Until then, go watch some wrestling.
Live from the Gateway Fiber Studios, online at gatewayfiber.com. News Radio 105.3, 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 11 o'clock in the Heartland.
The following is a presentation of the National Football League and the Chiefs Radio Network.
Touchdown, Kansas City! McKinnon is in at running back. First down and goal to go. Play action fake. Right side throw. Touchdown! Kansas City! McCall Hardman with the catch. Kansas City wins the game. And the Chiefs Kingdom has started its own history class.
Motivation. The drive to achieve. The fuel to accomplish what others have not.
Hey, we're not done, dog. I want 3.
We got to get 3.
3. No one's ever got 3. I want back-to-back-to-back.
Only 7 other teams have earned an opportunity to three-peat, but each failed. For the 2024 Chiefs, the goal is simple. Get back to the Super Bowl and write NFL history as the league's first and only team to hold 3 consecutive Lombardis.
The Kansas City Chiefs, champions of Super Bowl 58 on the heels of Super Bowl 57.
This is the 2024 NFL season. Week 12, the Chiefs and Panthers, live from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina.
This is the Chiefs Ford Countdown to Kickoff with Mitch Holtis, Danon Hughes, Josh Klingler, and Dan Israel live from the stadium, and Art Haynes manning the GEHA Sports Desk. The Chiefs Ford Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers, official partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Find your local Midwest Ford dealer at buyfordnow.com. And by the Kansas Lottery Play-On app. Scan your tickets for more chances to win. And by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Chiefs football.
Kansas City Chiefs football is on the air. Brought to you by the Old Monroe Lumber Company, Quiver River Electric Cooperative, People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, Pepsi, and your Pepsi Cola bottlers, New Haven, Missouri. The Wrecking Crew by Elliott Flooring, Farm Bureau Insurance, Sandy Turner in Troy, Highway 47 Trailer Sales, George Weber Chevrolet, Gateway Fiber, B&B Towing, and Don Julio's in Winfield and Troy. Let's go Chiefs on News Radio KYRO.
From the GEHA Sports Desk, here is Art Haynes.
Last week, the Chiefs were trying to keep alive their hopes of running the table in the regular season. No team has done that since the 2007 Patriots. But those hopes were dashed in a 30-21 loss to the Bills. Still, the Chiefs are in good shape with a 9-1 record and 7 games to go, and the next one is today in Charlotte against an improving Panthers team. Good morning and welcome to the Ford Countdown to Kickoff. In the Buffalo game, the Chiefs were scoreless in the first quarter, then forged a 14-13 lead late in the half. The Bills' Tyler Bass kicked a field goal as time expired to put his team up by 2 at halftime, and then they scored a touchdown early in the fourth period. The Chiefs got back within 23-21, but were unable to get a stop as the Bills put the game away. Patrick Mahomes was frustrated by the Chiefs' uneven play.
I think just having like you said, a sense of urgency from the beginning of the games. I feel like offensively we can be better the way we start and the way we play throughout the entire game, because you can tell whenever, a lot of times in the fourth quarter when we need a score, we go right down the field and score. And so if we can play the entire football game like that, it won't put us in these situations where in one-score games at the very end.
Last week, the Chiefs went up against the always tough-to-stop Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen. He passed for 262 yards and ran for another 55. Today, they face another dual-threat quarterback in the Panthers' Bryce Young. Chiefs linebacker Drew Tranquill compares the two.
Bryce is a little smaller in stature, maybe a little quicker than Josh is, but Josh is obviously bigger, has a really strong stiff arm, and it's tough to bring down from that standpoint. But a guy like Josh Allen, you're trying to stay high and harass and do everything you can there. A guy like Bryce can duck, get underneath you, and so it's just a different approach when you're approaching approaching each of those different quarterbacks.
The Chiefs' defense is still 5th in the league and 3rd against the run. It didn't play badly last week either, except for one troublesome area for coordinator Steve Spagnuolo.
The one thing that is concerning to me is that we need to win more third downs. Last week, in prior games, there has been games where the number of third downs has been low, and they've been in the 3rd and 3 to 4 to 5 range. We were able to get them in 11 3rd and 6 pluses. You got to win more of those, and we didn't. I got to look at what I'm calling. We got to look at what we're doing, and there were some of those mistakes that we're talking about were on those particular plays.
Offensively, the Chiefs welcomed the return from injury of Juju Smith-Schuster. They eased him back into the receiver rotation, targeting him only one time. But Schuster says he's ready for more duty after his hamstring injury.
It feels great. It's a great staff here taking care of me. They have a nice little program for me, being able to get me back out there and, being able to be out there with my boys and just to play in the atmosphere was, felt good to be back.
In his brief time with the team, veteran receiver DeAndre Hopkins has caught 17 passes for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's become a reliable target for Mahomes, and Smith-Schuster is tickled to be playing alongside one of his boyhood heroes.
Growing up, big Hop fan when he was in Houston, and being able to see him on the same team, he's a cool dude, man. Like that veteran mentality, that mind, the way he works, the way he goes about, his business. He's always learned something new from him, so it's pretty cool.
The Chiefs are 11th in the league in passing yards per game, only 23rd in rushing. Mahomes would like to see a little more balance from the offense.
Kind of how the flow of the game was. We probably threw the ball more than we might have wanted to from the beginning of the game. I thought Coach did a good job of getting the run game back going as the game went on, which opened up other things as well. And I think more than anything, just having with the offensive line that we have and those 3 guys in the middle, running downhill is hard for defenses to account for. And so if we can run the ball downhill, it opens up everything else.
The Panthers have been around since 1995 when they joined the NFL as an expansion franchise. They've only had 7 winning seasons in their 30 years, reaching the Super Bowl in 2003, where they lost to, of course, the Patriots, 32-29. They made the Super Bowl again in 2015, losing to the Broncos. Peyton Manning